Who is the best free-to-play character in Genshin Impact? Now, there are a total of 9 guaranteed characters you can get across your Genshin Impact career, assuming that you started from the start of the game, right? If you start from the start of the game, there are 9 characters you would have gotten for free from either event rewards, or from the story, or from just doing certain parts of the game, or even from the beginning banner itself. And we're going to talk about all 9 of those units in today's video, and we'll talk about which one is like the best for you, who is the best that can go on any team, and overall, you know, should you use them? Because a lot of them, some of them are underrated. Because let me tell you, some tier lists put them on like the absolute rock bottom, which kind of feels bad. But let's talk about in today's video all the free-to-play units, which ones are the best, and should you use them? Now, if you guys enjoyed today's sort of discussion and you want to support me, you always feel free to sub, because only 4.6% of people are subscribed. If you're new or return to the channel, we dig at guys, news, discussions, anything in between, and I'm trying to do YouTube full-time, so if you enjoy the content, you want to support me and help me do YouTube full-time over the summer, you also feel free to drop me a sub. But let's get into it. So, we'll talk about the original 4 characters that you get as you journey. So you get the Traveler, Amber, Lisa, and Kaya. Now, Traveler, they are the weakest anime character in the entire game. Now, I know it's not a very, very good start to the video saying that the Traveler is the weakest character in the game, but they are. Their numbers aren't exactly that. They don't rescale well compared to other characters. For example, like any other anime character will do a lot more damage than Traveler. But that being said, you can't get any guaranteed anime character. Like, the only other 4-star anime character is Sucrose, and let me tell you, it took me 6 months to get a Sucrose. So for any anime daily commissions, I was using the Traveler for a long time. So should you use the Traveler? I mean, hey, if you enjoy the Traveler skills, do it. I mean, there's also the Geo version as well. Now, the Geo version works really, really well with Zhongli, and I personally say this because I say Geo Traveler is actually better than Anemo. And there's been a rise in the uses of Geo Traveler, and there's a lot of uses that we found out from, like, for example, Spiral Abyss. He used to be able to block the Monolith and protect it. He also resonates well with Zhongli because it's a massive AoE Geo damage if you got Zhongli's Pillar up. So overall, Traveler is an okay unit to build. I say it's just okay, especially in Geo 1. Geo 1 I'd say is probably maybe okay, maybe to okay good. But then there's Amber. Now, Amber, aesthetic wise, design wise, 10 out of 10. Love her. I absolutely love everything about this character. She's one of my, I mean, apart from Garnia's my actual favourite, but I put Amber pretty high on the waifu tier list, so Amber's pretty good, but she does lack quite a lot of things. Now, I won't go into it too much because this isn't like an Amber analysis video, but first off, her numbers aren't exactly the greatest. Now, okay, they're level 1, but they aren't the greatest compared to other bow users in the game. Amber's Baron Bunny inherits HP. Now, if you're trying to go for full damage, that's kind of a problem because you want the puppet to explode as soon as possible. But it's a game changer when you get her Constellation too, so I wouldn't complain about it too much. Actually, you can get it quite simply by putting on a standard banner. Then you got a Burst, which is a very, very short AoE, which, I mean, unlike other characters, you know, it's a very, very short area of effect. It's not even that big of an area of effect, but hey, you know, Amber's a top tier waifu in my heart, and I'd love to be able to build her, but should you guys build her? I mean, hey, if you like Amber, you want a Pyro Bow user, I mean, you can always build her, but like, if you're like hardcore thinking about what you want for your next team, I wouldn't suggest Amber too much because she isn't exactly the greatest of characters due to her stat scaling not being that high. Now, as Kaya, he's really, really underrated because he's actually a really, really decent physical damage dealer and a cryo like character as well. You can build him either way. Like, his normal attacks, they actually have some really good damage numbers on them. It's really, really nice. So he's got a cryo like blast in front of him, which also can freeze things infinitely. Brilliant. It's actually really, really good, and his burst is probably his best part, as he can be a support build Kaya, and it just puts an ice blades around you for 8 seconds, and they just deal a good amount of damage. It can play cryo reactions. Overall, Kaya, great underrated unit. Like, for example, you can freeze things technically forever, I believe. I think it will become unfrozen. But, like, that being said, like, even at level 1, Kaya is like, even level 20 with like level 1 skills, Kaya's actually doing some decent physical damage. I'm probably convinced as well, I think it does have higher stat scaling than my Jean does. So, like 53.8, 51.7. Pretty sure Jean has like lower stats. Yeah, Jean at level 2 actually has lower stats than Kaya. So Kaya is actually can be a bigger physical damage dealer than Jean is, if you get the right like stats and all that on him. So yeah, Kaya's actually a really, really good unit, and I'd recommend building him if you want a Cryo Swordsman on your team. Or a Cryo Support as well, like he's a really good Cryo application support user. Now, Lisa, love her. But Lisa isn't actually that good. Now, if you got a shield user, which, hey, you do get one, as a free-to-play, she'd become really, really good. But her main thing is this kind of like lightning smite thing, which doesn't have the highest of numbers on it. Like, even the Testamine. I know Testamine doesn't actually do too much, but like Lisa can actually be alright. But I'd recommend building any other like Electro user, especially because there was one guaranteed Electro user. If you play since the start of the game, that you would probably have at this point, and she is a lot better than Lisa is. But should you build Lisa? I mean, hey, if you want a fun like Catalyst user, I mean, sure you can, but like the first 4 characters you get in Genshin aren't exactly the most exciting, but the rest of the characters on this list are a lot more exciting than these like 4. I mean, I'd say Kai is probably the most exciting out of this entire list, like in terms of like gameplay. But we got Barbara, Noelle, Zhangling, and Fischl. Now, Fischl, you might ask, but we can't get Fischl anymore. Well, if you played since the start of the game, you would have gotten a Fischl for free, and well, I'll count her as a guaranteed free-to-play unit. I mean, first off, we got Barbara. She heals. That's all she does. Like, if you want a healer for your team and you don't have one, then we build Barbara, okay? Same thing can be said for later on. Like, I mean, there's a better unit for healing later, but hey, if you wanted just a dedicated healer that heals for a lot, use Barbara. You know, that's enough. It's literally enough said. You know. Or you can use Noelle for healing. Now, the way that Noelle's healing works is, for example, I've built her a bit so I can actually do this. Shield. And then every time you hit an opponent, you have if you don't have a C1, a 50% chance to heal based on your defense. So, yeah, Noelle can be a healer. She doesn't, like, she has to be on the field though when it happens, but she's got a shield, so she won't take any damage anyway, so it's all good. And her burst, if you got her C6, which, I mean, it's about a free-to-play guide, so I don't think, you know, really matters here. But if you got her burst, well, it would make her a DPS character as well. Really fun. I made a guide map the other day, but Noelle C0 is still pretty good. I'd recommend if you're starting out Genshin, or you want a fun shield character that isn't like Zhongli, Diona, etc. Noelle's a pretty underrated unit, and I think she needs a lot more love because I love her so much. They got Zhangling. You get Zhangling from playing the Spiral Abyss, and well, one of the best pyro application supports in the game. Literally, you throw on Gooba, you can just switch out to someone else, do your damage, and then you pick up a Chili Pepper, get extra attack. You can use her Pyronado, like in other teams, so like you can use a Pyronado, switch out, you'll be doing a lot of pyro damage, or you can make her a physical damage dealer. Like, I tried to do it at one point, so she's doing a bit of damage here. Like, if you put Crescent Pike on her, Crescent Pike is the best, like, DPS spear for Zhangling. And, yeah, should you build Zhangling? Absolutely. I'd recommend it wholeheartedly. Zhangling was one of my OG units. She's level 70. I never managed to build her properly, but I'm going to build her again one day because I do miss her a bit. So, yeah, Zhangling is amazing. And then last out of the, well, 1.1 characters is Fischl. Now, Fischl, you got her for doing the Unreconciled Stars event. And support character. It just does Oz damage. And then you can also spam DPS, because she's got one of the fastest, like, spam click skills in the game. You can throw a Compound Bill on her, that's a prototype, and she would just excel at being a physical damage dealer. So, all being said, should you build Fischl? Again, absolutely, because Fischl, Zhangling, Noelle, they're also like the more decent supports in Genshin. Especially Zhangling and Fischl are some of the best supports you can get, especially in the 4-star category. Because there isn't too many supports in the 5-star, so they're some of like the highest rated supports in the entire game. I'd probably put them below Xingqiu and Bennett though, but they're still extremely nice and useful to have on your team, so yes, build them. Now there's one more character you can get, and it's going to be very limited. You've only got about 3 weeks to get them now, but that is Diona. Now, Diona is a character you can get in the new event, so literally all you don't even need to do anything. You don't even need to do the domain. You just literally get your fruit data, click Diona, spend 1,000 points, which you'll get really, really quickly by playing this through the story of the event. You get a free Diona, and well, Diona's one of like the better units in Genshin. She's probably like one of the highest like considered units in the entire game because, well, Cryo Bow, which doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter if she's a Cryo Bow. That's not what people are here for. What people are here for is shields. Diona can shield you. And you see a burst? Oh, maybe we can get a burst up as well, which we can demonstrate that. But if you get a burst up, you basically put down an AoE that just heals you as well. Okay, it's gonna be easy. So you literally just put on the AoE of healing. So no matter what, you just heal in the circle. And you know that makes Diona one of the best supports you can get, especially as a free-to-play player. I put Diona above Barbara in terms of support potential because not only are you applying cryo, Barbara makes you freeze to death because if you're affected by cryo and you're using Barbara to heal, she afflicts you with hydro, so you just freeze. So Diona can also cleanse you of all of your like debuffs. She can heal, she can shield you as an overheal. So she's even more useful when you're at full health because she can actually shield you and Barbara can't. And overall, Diona, one of the best free-to-play units in the game. I'll probably say the best free-to-play unit in the game right now. She's guaranteed. Get her. If you like her playstyle, you like her kit, build her on your team. You will not regret it at all. But let me know down below, who do you think is the best free-to-play unit that we've been given? Because I think, honestly, it could be either Diona, Zhangling, or Fischl because I know I have a soft spot for all of them. But let me know down below what you guys think. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. It wasn't too boring. But I think you'll take care, and I'll see you guys in another video soon. Have a lovely day, everyone. I'll see you all later.